self-explanatory. So you get it this far out.
So these are the only 3 vowels in Arabic.
Alif, Waw, Ya are the only vowels. They're called the long vowels. The short ones are Fath and Kasra long. Those are also vowels.
Oh, they're also.
But they're not letters. They're just symbols. So they don't really affect me. We don't discuss those so much in terms of this stuff. Hamza is the other. It's not a vowel, but Hamza is another problem letter. And when the same letter repeats itself, that's also a problem situation. So these 3 are the problem situations. When you have one of these groups of letters.
So any 2 letters in a sequence?
Yes, like lam, 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 lam. They're not separated by anything. Lam, 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 without anything in between. So these occur. Now the first thing we need to do is when these occur, what they're called, and then we will go to the rules. Right now we recognize them. After we recognize, we give them a name. So a letter, a word that has alif, waw, ya should have a certain name because it has a certain illness or a certain weakness. A word that has a hamza should have a certain name. A letter that has letter doubled, a word that has a letter doubled should also have a certain name. So we'll have names for all of these. Okay. So any word that has it, any word that has huruf al-'illa is called mu'tal. So a word that has alif or ya in it is called mu'tal. A word that has hamza in it is called mahmuz. And a word that has the same letter in sequence, repeated, without anything separating them, is called mudha'af. Okay? Mudha'af. So we have mu'tal, mahmuz, mudha'af. So that's nothing new. It's the same stuff, but we just give them a name. If you find this in a word, you call it mu'tal. If you find this in a word, you call it mahmuz. If you find this situation in a word, you call it mudha'af. Okay? So, example. What's wajada? It has to be mu'tal, mahmuz, or mudha'af.
معتل.
It's mu'tal because it has those letters. What is
محمود.
ahadun? It's mahmud because it has a hamza in it. What is madda?
مضاعف.
Mudha'af because the same letter is twice. Shadda signifies that it's 2 of them. Okay? Because madda is equal to this, right? Madda. Okay, so we have mu'tal, mahmud, mudha'af.
For the simplest form, I think that is, right?
What's that?
We are looking at the simplest form of the word, right?
Not really, no. Not the purest form, but we are looking at something else that I will
they exist in other forms. See the word in another form, right?
That's an important point. But let's make sure everyone gets this. You can erase this. Erase this. Okay. Silence means yes. Okay, so now these names are given to them mu'tal, mahmuz, mudaf only under one condition. Condition is the problem letters must be against fa, ain, or la. Has to be against fa, ain, la. Okay, so if it's outside fa, ain, la, then you don't call it mahmuz, mu'tal, or mudaf. For example, wajada is mu'tal, right? Because there's a waw in it. Okay, how about, okay, why is this a mu'tal? Let's discuss this. Because the problem letter is against fa, ain, or la. Which one? Fa. Because this is our fa, this is our ain, this is our la. Fa'ala. Right? So this is truly a mu'tal. On the other hand, this is another example of something that might look like it's mu'tal. Go there. Daraba, the two-man hit or struck or beat. Now in this situation, there's an alif, apparently it's mu'tal. At first glance it looks like it's mu'tal because it has one of the vowels, right? When you take a closer look, you figure out the ain, fa, ain, lam, you find that the alif is outside. So, ba is against fa, ba is against ain, ba is against lam. How about ba? How about alif? Alif is outside. We don't care where it is, it's just outside fa, ain, lam. We know our fa, ain, lam, and we know that the alif is not against either fa, ain, or lam. So therefore, daraba is not mu'tal. It's not mu'tal. Let's give you an example of mahmuz and not mahmuz. So